Be me, 24, watching anime at 2 a.m. like a functioning adult. Get text from Madison. Girl, I've been dating for 8 months. She's upset about something I said at her friend's party last week. Apparently my joke about her cooking being experimental terrorism didn't land. Told her friend group she makes spaghetti by boiling it in Mountain Dew. They laughed. She didn't. Madison sends me a wall of text about respect and boundaries. Says I embarrassed her in front of people who matter. I reply with, they matter? Since when? Not my brightest moment, but I was deep into a Demon Slayer marathon. She calls me immediately, voice shaking like she's about to go Super Saiyan. We need to talk about us. Drive to her apartment at 3 a.m. because she's literally shaking right now. Walk in and she's surrounded by self-help books and scented candles. Spotify playing some sad girl hours playlist. Tyler, I can't do this anymore. You treat everything like a joke. Remind her that's literally why she liked me initially. She said I was refreshingly unserious. That was before I realized you're emotionally unavailable, she says while clutching a rose quartz. Tell her I'm emotionally available on weekends and federal holidays. She doesn't laugh. Madison starts listing every joke I've made in 8 months. She has them in her notes app, categorized by severity. You told my mom I was raised by YouTube tutorials, reading from her phone. You said my cat looks like it pays taxes, still scrolling. You called my yoga instructor a flexible debt collector. She's crying now. Try to lighten the mood by saying at least I never joked about her music taste. Immediately realize my mistake. What's wrong with my music taste? She screams. Nothing. I just think Taylor Swift has too many songs about the same 3 dudes. Wrong answer again. Madison throws a succulent at me. Misses completely, hits her manifestation board. We're done, Tyler. I need someone who takes life seriously. Ask if I should leave my hoodie here or take it. She says that's exactly the problem. Drive home listening to Eurobeat because my brain can't process emotions without Initial D soundtrack. Next 3 weeks are peaceful. Catch up on One Piece. Finally prestige in the new Ball of Duty. Roommate Jake says. I'm handling the breakup well. Tell him I'm speedrunning the 5 stages of grief. Currently stuck on denial because I keep expecting her texts about random stuff. She used to send me TikToks at 4 a.m. Then one day she actually does text. Hey, can we talk? Ignore it because I'm in a ranked match. She texts again, I know you're online, I can see your Discord status. Change my status to invisible. She calls me from her friend's phone. Finally texts back, new phone who dis, even though we both know I'm lying. Madison shows up at my apartment unannounced. Jake lets her in because he's weak. She's wearing the hoodie I left at her place. Says she's been doing some thinking. Maybe I overreacted about the jokes, she says while fidgeting with her phone case. Tell her it's fine, I've already moved on. I haven't, but my pride has plot armor. I miss us, she says. I miss how you made me laugh. Remind her she literally broke up with me for making jokes. She says that's different. Madison starts crying about how her new Tinder matches are boring. One guy sent her his credit score as an opener. Another one asked if she wanted to compare investment portfolios. She shows me screenshots. See, this is what taking life seriously looks like. She's practically begging now. Tell her those guys sound stable. She says stable is just another word for boring. Jake walks by eating cereal, stops to watch the drama unfold, doesn't even pretend he's not listening. Madison says she was wrong, that my jokes were actually funny. Even the Mountain Dew spaghetti one. Ask her what changed her mind. She says her mom asked where I went and she couldn't explain without sounding stupid. I told her you made too many jokes and she laughed at me, Madison admits. Her mom apparently said that's like breaking up with a chef for cooking too much. Tell Madison I'm seeing someone new. I'm not, but the lie feels necessary. Who is she? Madison demands. Make up a girl named Sarah who appreciates my humor. Sarah thinks I'm hilarious, I say. Jake nods supportively, even though he knows Sarah doesn't exist. Madison asks what Sarah looks like. Panic and describe Mikasa from Attack on Titan. She sounds made up, Madison says. Tell her all girlfriends are made up until proven otherwise. She tries a different approach, starts listing everything she liked about me. It's mostly physical stuff and my Netflix password. Remember when we watched all of Hunter x Hunter together? She says nostalgically. Yeah, I remember. You fell asleep during the Chimera Ant arc. She says that's because it was 147 episodes in. Madison pulls out her phone to show me she's been watching anime without me. Has a whole My Anime List account now. Rated Naruto 10/10, but gave Cowboy Bebop a 6. Immediately lose any desire to take her back. Tell her those ratings are grounds for permanent separation. She thinks I'm joking again. I'm trying to change Tyler. I can appreciate anime now, she pleads. Ask her who her favorite character is. She says the orange-haired guy from Bleach doesn't even know Ichigo's name. This is worse than the breakup. Jake finally intervenes, says we're being louder than his gaming headset can handle. Madison turns to him for support. Don't you think Tyler should give me another chance? Jake just shrugs and says he already gave you 8 months. Emotional damage, critical hit. Madison looks defeated. She makes one last attempt, says she'll laugh at all my jokes from now on. Even the bad ones tell her that defeats the purpose. Jokes need honest reactions, not pity laughs. I can be honest, she insists, then immediately fake laughs at nothing. The laugh sounds like a dying seal trying to communicate. Jake physically cringes. Madison realizes she's losing and goes for the nuclear option. I'm pregnant. We just stare at her. She's clearly lying but committing to the bit. With emotion, she adds desperately. Jake spits out his cereal. Tell her that's not how pregnancy works. She doubles down and says it's a new type. Emotional pregnancy is real. Tyler, I read about it on a wellness blog. Jake Googles it and reads aloud, emotional pregnancy, not a thing. Madison gets flustered and changes tactics again. Fine, I'm not pregnant, but I could be. Reminders, we haven't been together in 3 weeks. She says stranger things have happened. Yeah, in the Netflix show, not in real life. Madison. She starts ugly crying. Mascara running like she's auditioning for a J-horror film. Says she'll do anything to get me back. Even watch One Piece from the beginning. That's 1,000 plus episodes, Madison. She says she has time. Tell her it's not about the anime, it's about compatibility. We're like a dubbed versus subbed debate. I can be subbed, she cries, not understanding the metaphor at all. Jake mouths, let her down easy, but I'm past that point. Tell Madison straight up that we're not getting back together. The joke thing was just a symptom. She asks what the disease was. Tell her we're different people who want different things. I want you, she says. Yeah, but you want a version of me that doesn't exist. Madison finally accepts defeat, asks if we can still be friends. Tell her we were never friends to begin with. She takes off my hoodie to give it back, wearing a shirt that says good vibes only. The irony is lost on her as she storms out, slamming the door. Jake looks at me and says, that was better than the season finale I was watching. Check my phone later. She's subtweeting about emotional unavailability. Her next tweet is asking if anyone wants to buy a barely used anime body pillow. Didn't even know she bought one. Check the picture. It's of some random Naruto side character. Text her, that's not even a main character. And she blocks me. 2 months pass. I'm thriving in my single life. Finally caught up on every seasonal anime. Run into Madison at Target. She's with some dude who looks like he quotes stock prices for fun. He's wearing a blazer to Target. She sees me and waves awkwardly. Blazer guy extends his hand for a handshake. His grip is weaker than Madison's excuse to get me back. Heard a lot about you, he says. Doubt it was accurate, but I just nod. Madison says they met at her friend's investment party. Didn't know those existed. Tell them that sounds fun in the most sarcastic tone possible. Blazer guy takes it seriously. It really was. We discussed cryptocurrency and portfolio diversification. Madison's eyes are screaming for help, but her mouth says, Brad's teaching me about compound interest. Brad? Of course his name is Brad. He starts explaining. Bitcoin to me, unprompted. Madison stares at the ceiling. Interrupt to say I need to go. My anime figurines aren't going to collect themselves. Brad laughs uncomfortably. Madison mouths, I'm sorry, as I walk away. See them later in the parking lot. Brad's calculating the sales tax on their groceries. Madison catches my eye one last time. Looks like she's being held hostage by responsibility. Drive home blasting the Tokyo Drift soundtrack. Windows down. Jake asks how my day was. Tell him I witnessed Madison's beige future. He asks if I feel bad. Nope. She chose stability over spaghetti, boiled in Mountain Dew. Get a text at midnight from an unknown number. It's Madison from her friend's phone again. Brad doesn't make jokes, is all it says. Reply with, sounds like a you problem, and block the number. Jake asks if I'm really over her. Tell him I was over her the moment she threw that succulent. But you stayed for another 20 minutes after that, he points out. Yeah, well, I wanted to see how it ended. Like staying for Marvel credits. Life goes on. Madison becomes a story I tell at parties. The girl who broke up with me over jokes, then dated human Ambien. Someone always asks if I'd take her back if she showed up again. Hell no, she gave Cowboy Bebop a 6 out of 10. That's unforgivable in any timeline. Me, 26, software developer who thinks saving money is a personality trait. Match with Selena on Hinge. Her profile says she likes adventures and good vibes. Every girl's profile says this, but whatever. She's actually gorgeous though, like suspiciously gorgeous for matching with me. First red flag I ignored. We text for 2 weeks, she's funny and responds fast, which is rare. Uses voice messages a lot, has this raspy voice that hits different. Suggests we meet at this upscale mall for our first date. Weird choice, but she says there's a nice restaurant there. Show up wearing my best outfit, which is just dark jeans and a button-up from Target. She shows up looking like an Instagram ad. Selena's wearing heels that cost more than my car payment, carrying a bag with letters I can't pronounce. Smells like expensive. We hit the restaurant. She orders water and a salad that's literally just leaves with lemon. Cost $28. I get pasta because I need actual food. She makes a comment about carbs being poison. Great start. Conversation is flowing though. She's talking about her work as a social media consultant, which means she posts for small businesses. Tells me about her ex, who was some crypto guy, had money but was boring. Money without personality is just an ATM, she says. I joke that I have personality without money, so I'm basically the opposite of an ATM. She laughs, but her eyes don't. After lunch, she suggests we walk around the mall to digest, even though she ate 3 pieces of lettuce. We're walking past stores I've never been in because everything has security guards at the door. Selena keeps touching my arm when she talks, leaning in close, doing that thing where girls play with their hair. I'm thinking this is going well. Then we pass this store with bags in the window. She literally stops mid-sentence and gasps. Oh my God. Drags me inside before I can protest. The store smells like rich people's closets and disappointment. She goes straight to this bag, like she's been planning this route since birth. Picks it up with reverence like it's a newborn. Isn't it perfect? She asks, holding it up for me to see. It's just a brown bag with some letters on it. I nod, because what else do you say when someone's that excited about leather sewn into a rectangle? Saleswoman appears out of nowhere like a retail vampire, starts talking about this season's collection and limited availability. Selena's eyes are glazed over. She's in full consumer hypnosis mode, trying on the bag with different poses in the mirror. It's only $200, the saleswoman says, like she's announcing the weather. Only? That's 4 months of my car payments. Selena looks at me with this expression I've never seen before, like a mix of hunger and expectation. What do you think? I think rent exists, and I'm not a trust fund baby, but I say it's nice because I'm trying to be diplomatic. You should get it for me, she says, not asks, says, just like that casual as ordering coffee, laugh, because surely she's joking. She's not laughing. The saleswoman isn't laughing. Nobody's laughing but me. Wait, you're serious? I ask, still processing that someone expects me to drop $3,000 on a first date. Selena tilts her head like I'm speaking Latin. Yeah? I thought you liked me. Explain that liking someone doesn't mean bankruptcy. She rolls her eyes so hard I'm worried they'll fall out. My ex would have bought it without thinking, she says, putting the bag down with theatrical sadness. Good for him. Probably why he's your ex, and also probably broke now. Saleswoman sensing blood in the water suggests a payment plan. 12 easy payments of $266, she says. Selena perks up like, see, it's basically free, as if payment plans make money appear from nothing. Tell her I'm not buying a $200 bag for someone I met 2 hours ago. Might as well have slapped her from her reaction. Wow, you're really going to embarrass me like this? She says loud enough for other customers to hear. Embarrass you? Lady, I embarrass myself for free every day. At least that doesn't require a credit check. She starts this whole speech about how real men provide and protect and purchase, apparently. It's about the gesture, she explains like I'm 5. It shows you're serious about pursuing me. Tell her I'm serious about pursuing financial stability and not eating ramen for the next 6 months. She pulls out her phone and starts texting aggressively, those long nails clicking like machine gun fire. I'm telling my friends about this, she announces. Cool, tell them I said hi. Saleswoman awkwardly excuses herself, probably going to tell her co-workers about the broke guy who won't buy the bag. Selena's now going through her phone showing me other guys' Instagram stories. Look, Ashley's boyfriend bought her a Cartier bracelet on their second date. Miranda's man surprised her with Louboutins just because it was Tuesday. She continues scrolling. Congratulations to Miranda's man. Hope he enjoys his second mortgage. She shows me some influencers' post about knowing your worth and never settling for less. The comments are all fire emojis and Yas, queen. This is what standards look like, she says, shoving the phone in my face. My standard is not going into debt for someone who thinks cryptocurrency is a personality type. Try to change the subject. Suggest we leave and get coffee somewhere. She looks at me like I suggested we eat dirt. Coffee? After this? She gestures around the store like it's a crime scene. The other customers are definitely watching now. Rich people love free entertainment. Selena makes one last attempt, goes back to the bag and holds it like a hostage. I can't believe you're really doing this. Doing what? Having a budget? Understanding basic economics? Not simping for material goods? If you can't afford it, just say that, she says with this smirk like she's won. Something, I can't afford it. There, I said it. Also, wouldn't buy it if I could, but that's beside the point. She gasps like I admitted to murder. You really just said that out loud. Yeah, words tend to be out loud when you speak them. That's how talking works. Selena starts gathering her things, making a big show of it, checking her makeup in her phone camera, reapplying lip gloss. I have to go, she announces. My friend is having an emergency. The emergency is probably that her date won't buy her overpriced leather, but sure. This was a waste of my time, she adds, loud enough for the whole store to hear. 3 hours and a $28 salad. I'm the one who lost here. But okay. She storms out, heels clicking like an angry typewriter. Saleswoman gives me a sympathy look. Happens more than you'd think, she says quietly. That's somehow worse. Walk to my car alone, past all the stores I'll never shop in, with their security guards judging me. Check my phone. Selena already unmatched me on Hinge. Fastest unmatch in the West. Drive home listening to podcasts about financial literacy because the irony makes me feel better. Get home, and my roommate Marcus asks how the date went. Tell him she wanted me to buy her a bag that costs more than I make in a month. What kind of bag? Like groceries? He asks innocently. Sweet summer child. Explain designer bags to him like I'm David Attenborough describing exotic wildlife. So it's just a regular bag, but expensive? He's still confused. Yeah, buddy, welcome to capitalism. Check Instagram later. Selena posted a story about knowing your worth and not settling. It has 47 fire emojis. Her friends commenting, you deserve better queen, and his loss, babe. My loss of what? Debt? Next day I'm at work. My coworker Emma asks about my weekend. Tell her the designer bag saga. Oh, she's one of those, Emma says knowingly. Apparently those is a whole category I didn't know existed. Emma tells me about her friend who dumped a guy for suggesting they split a $12 appetizer. The bar is in hell, but some people brought shovels. Week passes. I forget about Selena and her bag dreams. Back on the apps because I hate myself. Match with a girl named Rachel, who seems normal. Bio says she likes hiking and cooking. No mention of luxury goods. We plan to meet for coffee. Actual coffee, not a mall tour. She shows up in jeans and sneakers like a normal person. Date's going great. She laughs at my dumb jokes and pays for her own coffee without making it a UN summit. Then she mentions her friend Selena, who had the worst date ever with some cheap loser last week. My soul leaves my body momentarily. Rachel's still talking? Doesn't know I'm the cheap loser in question. He wouldn't even buy her a simple bag. Can you believe that? Rachel shakes her head in disgust. Ask what kind of bag, playing dumb. Just a Louis Vuitton one, like a basic one, she says. Basic and $3,200 don't belong in the same sentence, but I keep that thought to myself. Rachel continues. Selena deserves someone who can provide, you know? She has standards. Her standards require a small business loan, apparently, but I just nod and sip my coffee. What would you have done? Rachel asks, testing me. This is a trap, I can smell it. Tell her I would have suggested we save up together if we were serious. She looks disappointed. Save up for a bag? She says it like I suggested we save up for air. The date goes downhill from there. Rachel mentions 3 more times how her ex bought her nice things. We part ways with a mutual understanding that there won't be a second date. She probably told Selena about the second cheap loser. Marcus finds the whole thing hilarious, suggests I put won't buy you designer bags in my bio to filter them out. Actually consider it, but that would probably leave me with 0 matches. Month later, I'm at a different mall buying phone charger when I see Selena with some older guy. He's at least 45, wearing a suit that screams midlife crisis. She's carrying a new designer bag. She sees me and does this little wave like we're old friends. The audacity is almost impressive. Older guy is busy on his phone, doesn't even notice she's waving at someone. She walks over while he's distracted. Big smile like we didn't have the mall incident. Hey stranger, she says casually. How have you been? Fine, still not bankrupt, which is nice. She laughs like I'm joking. This is Richard. She gestures to phone guy. We've been together 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and she already has a new bag. Richard works fast. He owns several businesses, she adds, making sure I know he has money. Good for Richard. Hope he owns a calculator too. Richard finally looks up from his phone, shakes my hand with the grip of someone who's never worked manual labor. Friend from college. Selena lies smoothly. I didn't go to college, but whatever. Richard starts talking about market volatility and investment opportunities. I zone out after 5 seconds. Selena's standing there holding her bag like a trophy, waiting for me to notice it. Nice bag, I finally say, because she won't leave until I acknowledge it. Thanks. Richard surprised me with it yesterday, she gushes. Richard doesn't look up from his phone. They leave to go to some wine tasting, Selena wiggling her fingers goodbye. Marcus texts me asking if I want to get burgers. I tell him absolutely yes. At the burger place, we see this couple arguing. Girl's mad because the guy bought her silver jewelry instead of gold. Should have bought the gold, Marcus says sarcastically. Rookie mistake. We toast with our $8 burgers to being financially responsible and single. Week later. Emma, from work, tells me Selena is engaged to Richard. 2 months of dating. Show Marcus the Instagram announcement. He nearly chokes on his coffee. That's the bag girl? He's incredulous. She moved fast. The announcement says he got me the ring of my dreams with 40 ring emojis. Comments are all congratulations and couple goals and when you know, you know. Yeah, you know when someone's bank account is loaded. Emma shows me the ring. It's massive. Probably cost more than my yearly salary. Maybe you should have bought the bag, she jokes. Could have been you. Could have been me in debt with someone who measures love in dollars, but sure, Marcus and I make bets on how long the marriage will last. I give it 2 years max. 3 months later. Emma updates me. Selena's now a lifestyle influencer posting about luxury living. Her Instagram bio says wifey to CEO Richard and living my best life. Every post is her with a new bag or at some exclusive restaurant. Had to blessed, had grateful, had living my truth. Richard's never in the photos, probably still on his phone somewhere. Emma says Selena's friend Rachel is also engaged now, to some hedge fund guy. There's a whole ecosystem, Emma explains. Girls who date for bags and guys who pay for company. It's basically the world's most expensive subscription service. Marcus asks if I regret not buying the bag. Regret not wasting $3,000 on a first date? Absolutely not. But think of all the Instagram content you'd be in, he says mockingly. I'd rather be financially stable and single than broken props in someone's social media fantasy. Year later, I'm dating someone normal, met at a bookstore, not a luxury mall. She thinks designer bags are stupid and prefers backpacks. Keeper material. We're at a coffee shop when Selena walks in, alone this time, carrying yet another new bag. She sees me with my girlfriend, does a double take like she's seeing a ghost, walks over because of course she does, can't resist the drama. Oh my God, hi, she says too enthusiastically. It's been forever. Yeah, forever since you demanded I buy you a purse that costs more than some cars. Introduces herself to my girlfriend, who has no idea who this person is. We went on a date once, I explain simply. Selena's eye twitches. It was more of a misunderstanding, Selena corrects, laughing nervously. My girlfriend notices Selena's bag and goes, wow, that's a nice bag. Must have cost a fortune. My husband bought it for me, Selena says quickly. He buys me everything I want. Cool. Sounds like a healthy relationship based on mutual respect and definitely not transactions. She starts rambling about Richard's new yacht and their vacation home in Aspen. My girlfriend's trying not to laugh. She knows exactly what kind of person this is. Selena finally leaves after making sure we know how perfect her life is. Girlfriend turns to me and says, so that's the famous bag girl Emma told me about. Apparently I'm office legend now, the guy who wouldn't buy the bag. $3,000 for a first date? Girlfriend's still incredulous. I wouldn't buy you that after 3 years. That's why we work, mutual understanding that expensive bags don't equal love. Check Selena's Instagram that night, out of curiosity. She posted about running into an old friend. The caption is about growing apart from people who don't match your energy. My energy is paying rent on time and not measuring relationships in designer goods. Marcus sees the post and texts, dodged a bullet there, with a laughing emoji. Didn't dodge it. The bullet cost $3,200 and I simply couldn't afford to get shot. Girlfriend asks if I ever wonder what would have happened if I'd bought the bag. Probably would have set a precedent that every date requires a mortgage payment. Besides, I tell her, you're worth more than any bag, and you cost me nothing but time and terrible movie choices. She throws a pillow at me, but she's smiling. That's real, not Instagram filtered. Later, Emma tells me. Selena and Richard are getting divorced. Apparently, he found someone younger. The cycle continues. Somewhere or another, Selena is eyeing another bag with another Richard. Marcus suggests we start a support group for guys who wouldn't buy the bag. We could call it Financial Responsibility Anonymous, he jokes. My girlfriend adds, or Men Who Understand Basic Economics. We all laugh, but somewhere Selena's probably telling someone about the loser who couldn't afford to date her. Joke's on her, though. I invested that $3,200 in index funds instead. Might not get me Instagram clout, but at least my retirement account doesn't require a prenup. Marcus asked what I learned from the whole experience. Learned that some people see relationships as transactions and wallets as personality traits. Also, learned that $300 bag on first date is apparently a standard I'm happy to fail. Girlfriend says she's proud of me for not caving to the pressure. Tell her I wasn't being noble, just broke and confused. She says that's even better, means I have good instincts. Check the designer bag website out of curiosity. That same bag is now $3,800. Inflation hits everything, even bad first date investments. Show Marcus and he whistles. You could have been an early investor. Yeah, investing in someone else's materialism. What a missed opportunity. Girlfriend suggests we go to that fancy mall for laughs, see if we spot any first date bag negotiations. We actually go. It's like watching a nature documentary about modern dating. See at least 3 couples where the girl's leading the guy to expensive stores. One guy actually buying a bag, looks dead inside while his date films it for her story. That could have been you, girlfriend whispers. Living your best life. My best life involves not explaining to my bank why I need a loan for leather goods. We leave the mall and get tacos from a truck. Cost $12 total. Post a picture of the tacos on Instagram with the caption, relationship goals. It gets 4 likes, all from real friends, not influencer bots. That's worth more than any designer bag, even if Selena would strongly disagree. Marcus comments, those tacos look better than a $3,200 bag. He's right. Plus you can eat. Eat tacos, try eating a designer bag when you're hungry. Girlfriend says this whole story would make a great comedy bit. Tell her it's not comedy, it's a documentary about modern dating economics. She laughs and says either way, she's glad I failed that particular test. Me too. Best financial decision I ever made was not making that financial decision. Somewhere Selena's probably shopping with Richard's credit card right now. And I'm here with my girlfriend who thinks thrift stores are adventure destinations. Wouldn't trade it for all the designer bags in that overpriced mall. Even if it means I'll never understand the apparent connection between leather goods and love. Marcus texts me a link to the bag on sale for $2,800. Missed your chance, bro. Text back, still can't afford to care. And he sends 20 laughing emojis. Girlfriend sees the text and adds, tell him you're investing in tacos instead. Solid investment strategy. At least tacos have actual value. And they've never demanded I prove my love through bankruptcy.